I literally dealt with the same thing with my like most recent ex,
Mhm.
where like I was so worried what her parents would think about me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have tattoos and stuff, right?
Right. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like for the first 3-4 months that I used to go to her house when we first started like dating, I would wear long sleeves. Like I wouldn't even wear like my tattoos out because I was like, you know what? Like people are so quick to judge tattoos. Like a lot of people are like, oh, like he sells drugs or he's a gangster. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
no, I literally just like the artwork. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I just like that. But like that's just another thing. It's just like, but then it was so weird because like when they found out I had them, they were just like so acceptance of it. So it's like you always think things are a lot different than what like the actual outcome's gonna be. So
Like she didn't tell you that her parents, I would think something from them.
no,
You
she
just
told me it wasn't a big deal. She's like, no, they're not gonna say anything. But like I just had this like gut feeling. I'm like, oh, I just don't want I want them to get to know me before they like assume what I like am like because a lot of people can just assume things off looks, right?
Mm-hmm. No, 100%. Did I ever tell you that story about Derek when we went into a restaurant in Aldergrove
No.
and he had his tattoos out? So he's got like, I think he's got a full, I don't know if his legs, I think he has like his leg sleeves
He's got
done
a lot
too.
of tattoos.
Yeah, so it's like 2 sleeves and his leg. And there was this restaurant in Aldergrove we'd never been to. And I don't know, we're going to pick up some parts. This is my business partner from Ride. And he's like, oh, fuck, should we try this restaurant? I'm like, sure. So we go in and we sit down. And this is like when I was still like all anxietied out too from stuff. So like I was just kind of getting back from it. And we went there and I think there was like a couple other families in this old couple. And him and I sat down. And it was like summer, so we were in t-shirt and shorts, both of us.
They're all just showing.
Yeah, so you could see everything. I mean, I'm assuming this is why this happened. Like, there's no other reason why it wouldn't. So I was sitting there and we were like this. So Derek would have been like, I was facing him, but behind Derek was this couple and they were sitting like sideways. And there was this old man and lady and this guy was like, me and Derek were just talking. We'd ordered an orange juice or something at this point. So we'd been there for like 5 minutes. And I hear this guy, he's like over there and he's just saying some weird shit. I forget. He's like, oh, he's like, fucking, oh, I don't remember. He was just like staring. I mean, I'm like kind of looking behind him, like, yeah, I'm not going to keep looking at this guy. And then I remember the wife being like, just be quiet and eat. Just be quiet and eat. Like saying it to him. I'm like, dude, the fuck? And I'm like, dude, I think like, I'm like to Derek, dude, I think this guy's talking about us. And he's like, what? I'm like, yeah, man, this old fucking man behind us is like staring at us and shit, like doing weird shit. And he's like, what the fuck? He's like, no, he's not. I'm like, dude, I think he's like, should I just turn around? I'm like, I don't fucking know. Like, so Derek just turns around. He's like, just looks at him. He's like, man, like something wrong. And the guy's like, what do you do for work? Derek's like, what, man? He's like, what do you mean what do I do for work? He's like, it's none of your business. Yeah. And he's like, what do you do for work? And he's like, basically, obviously thinks you're like a gangster or something is what,
yeah, exactly
what I'm assuming. And the guy, it just kept asking all these questions. And Derek's like, man, it's none of your fucking business. Like, don't worry about what we do. Eat your fucking breakfast. And I'm like, oh, great. Here we go. We're going to like fight this 80-year-old. Like, what the hell is going on?
You're just freaking out.
No. So yeah, we're sitting there literally. And the wife at this point is like, she's like, just shut up. And like getting mad at him. And I forget what he said, but Derek finally stands up. He's like, don't think I won't punch you out, old man.
Oh my
We're
God.
literally
and I could just picture you because you used to get so like nervous in like those heated moments.
Yeah, dude.
You're probably just like, oh my God.
I'm getting straight anxiety. And I'm like, dude, like, is this gonna happen? And the wife started crying. She's like, stop. And we're just like, fuck you. We're not even gonna eat this place anymore. And we just walked out. I was like, God. Oh my God. But it's just like, why would you be like that? It's like that guy's literally just like, I don't know.
You never know. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like people just have such different perspectives on that stuff. Like I've felt like in situations where I've been out, like people have like been eyeing me for like that. I'm like, dude, I'm like the last guy that would be a gangster. Like, come on.
Yeah. Even other people like who maybe are those things or whatever, like think you might be a bad person, like you know, someone else or something. Yeah, man. It's, I don't know. It's weird, but it's not. I don't know. I think it also comes too from like a lot of it. Like I also used to judge people on those things, right? And that's usually why it happens too, is because I'm judging other people, so that I'm assuming that other people are doing the same thing to me.
And then you started working at Ride, and all Derek's buddies have tattoos, and you're just around these guys all day.
Yeah, man. Like I think that was cool. Like that was a really good experience for me to, you know, get to spend time. with them and other people, and like, you know, they're a really close friend group as well. And like, you know, it's kind of like, dude, people do get intimidated. Like when, you know, we would go places with like a few of us, like I can tell, like when you walk into a restaurant, there's all these families, it's just like three big dudes, like fully tatted.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And I just always felt like I looked so funny because like I'm just this skinny little dude with like ripped jeans on and like Vans. And it's not like they didn't, not like they dress weird. They kind of wear the same thing, but I don't know. Like it just in my own mind, I feel like you look so much tougher.
Yeah,
With like
no, for
tattoos.
sure.
I don't know. They just looked like, I just thought they looked tougher than me. And it was always funny. Like when I would watch, I would pay a lot of attention to people's reactions. Like when we would go places or do things. It was kind of funny.
It's kind of like a sense like